Hello, my beautiful friends. It's been just a few days since I've been with you, and that is because my stepmother passed away, and so I've been dealing with her passing, and I wasn't particularly close to her, but my children were. So, and she didn't live really close to me, so the travel and things like that, and really. It was the passing of my stepmother. My birthday was this weekend, and I celebrated Samhain with my family, and we had our apple butter, which is this 150-year tradition that my family has done on my German side, and just a lot going on. And I'm also transitioning in my own life, right? I'm going to be leaving my position at the school that I love at the end of December to embrace a new path. And I'm not sure what that path is going to be yet, but it's going to be focused on light and love in this world because that is what I'm most passionate about. And so I was thinking, as I've been reading runes every day, although not sharing them with you because I wasn't recording because I was so busy, one of the messages that kind of came through very clearly, it's Scorpio season. I'm a Scorpio, is this idea of a rebirth, a death of a path, and the rebirth. And then, my literature brain goes to thinking about Robert Frost's The Road Less Traveled, right? And I have an opportunity here to do something new, something different, something that is transformational in the world. And I always say, what would you do if you won, the lottery? What would you do? And my answer always is, oh, I'd volunteer, for the Red Cross. Like I would just go and I would be in Alaska right now, or right now, today, I'd be in Jamaica, helping others, because that's what my soul wants to do. And so, since I have the opportunity to do that now, and I have the opportunity to do something different, what is it that I want to do? Right. And so it almost feels like a menu, like when you go to a fancy restaurant, you get like a one-page menu. I like that because it's limited choices. I have to pick what's like something from that menu. And that's awesome because, when you go to a restaurant and they have like one of those menus that's like 50 pages long, there are just so many choices. There's so many things, and I want all of them, mostly from the dessert section. But, there's like so many choices that you get overwhelmed. So I have like this opportunity to do something amazing. What can I do? There's practice. I'm a very practical person, so it's the Scottish in me, I guess. But I'm very practical. Like I have to have insurance for my son. My son's disabled, and he relies on my insurance. And I have to obviously pay my bills, and live and be comfortable, and be able to donate money to the all the organizations that I support and sponsor. And and I want to be able to do the things that I like to do, right? So there's that, there's the burden of the burden of making money so that you can survive, but there's also this opportunity to do something amazing. So I'm really relying on my spirit team to help guide me. The death of a path always feels very cumbersome, but that just means a new path is coming. And I believe that we're all on, we each have our own labyrinth that has been designed for us, in the spirit world by God. That's what I believe, or whatever higher power you believe in, that's our path. And so, careers and relationships can sometimes feel like the path, but, they might just be blue blazes off that main path. And, it's time to think about ways to expand what I do. So, part of it could be doing this kind of work because I really do enjoy working with people in the spiritual world and the spiritual realm, and talking about Celtic spirituality and getting people of all faiths connected, regardless of religion or denomination or practice. I feel like all of us light workers, whatever we call ourselves, in addition, if we could all get connected, that would be awesome. So that's one way. I also, as you know, if you follow the channel, I specialize in artificial intelligence and virtual reality, and I really feel like most of my job is converting that very complicated technological language into everyday language so that everyday people can understand it. So I often feel like an interpreter, explaining quantum computing and machine learning and machine language and artificial intelligence, generative AI, agentic AIs, sentient AI. These are the things that I spend that's what I do for work, and I do really enjoy that, helping, students, of course, because I teach, but other faculty and administrators and people in everyday spaces understand the potential goodness of the technology. There is a lot of harm and worth discussing, the legal debates and the, philosophical and ethical debates around these technologies. But I think that if harnessed for good, a lot of good can happen with these technologies. And so, that's a space I could move into. And if I could figure out how to start my own business, right, I could do consulting and things like that. I do a lot of that work now, but on, as part of the work that I already do. So, I have a lot of different avenues that I could go down. I definitely want to work from home. I definitely want to work remotely. I really like being at home. I love to travel, so I don't mind traveling for work, and going all over. I have a passport. I'll go anywhere really. I do enjoy travel, but I like living in the town I live in, and my family likes living in a town I live in. So I'm not interested in moving, and I don't want to drive 2 hours to work. I'm not a huge fan of rush hour traffic or anything like that. So I definitely like the remote working lifestyle. I got spoiled during COVID. Who would have known I would have ever loved that? Um, so, death of a path isn't a bad thing. Death of a path means the birth of a new path. So, I'd be so interested to know if you're on a new path, and what are you being called to do, and what are you leaving behind? What does your rear view mirror look like? I'm looking in my rear view mirror, and I'm grateful for all the amazing experiences and all the amazing people I've met, and my career has been filled with just amazing opportunities and exciting projects and great people, and it's been a great ride. And now I'm looking into the horizon and looking for the next thing. So it's been a blessing, throughout, and I'm hopeful that it'll continue to be a blessing, whatever's next. So I'd be interested in your journey. What does your rear view mirror look like, and what are you driving toward? So I am wishing you all the best in light and love. Be well. Take care. Bye bye.